This day 310 the Arukh HaShulchan OC. If you'd like to sponsor upcoming share more of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, please contact me directly. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Today we are doing Siman Reish Tes Vav, Siv Dalet to Reish Tes Vav, Tesh Zayin, sorry, Siv Zayin. Moving right along here. Okay. Siv Dalet. We don't have to remain after your own bracha only after somebody else's bracha. Somebody else's domain after his own bracha is repugnant. The other one is or degraded, whatever. And the other one is daiti hatam. The reason is as follows: by bracha, an influence comes from on high, a bounty comes from on high. And the answering domain is to fortify the matter, to strengthen it. That it certainly is this way. It's not appropriate for a person to hold of himself that he is worthy of bringing down the flow of the bracha, and therefore it is repugnant. But somebody else can say it below, but it's more not he himself. Only after the matter is complete. If it's a matter of 2 or 3 brachos, he can answer at the end of that series. Like we respond to Brachas Hamazon Achar Bonei Yerushalayim at Shugmar Brachas Shotera, which is the end of the brachas of the Raisa in benching. We say Amen. Mishabura also adds that we say then, in order to distinguish between the Doraisa brachas and the Rabbanan brachas, that because Mameti about the Raisa, because the Mameti says Arukh HaShulchan is not the Raisa. Lo nagu kem ushar mine brachas. We don't do that at other brachas. But because of Rabbeinu Beis Yosef Kasab, and I believe it's Sephardi Minhag, Shnagu Ano Semein Achrei Alucha B'Achar Yishtabach. Alucha in Halal and after Yishtabach. Rabbeinu Ramah Kasab al Zeh, Ramah says Yeshua She'enoni Amein Rakachar Birchas Bonei Yerushalayim B'Birchas HaMazon. V'chein HaMinhag Pashim Dina say the widespread minhag in these countries is not to answer after any other bracha except from Bonei Brachma Yerushalayim. Vain which should not deviate from that. The places where there is the custom to answer remain after those brachas. You should also do so after the Shomer Amo Yisrael, which I believe is also the minhag of Eidot Mizrach. Ad kan l'shono. The male of the B'Shabbos Yontav Yana Amen Achar Praise Shol Sukkah Shalom. That would follow, of course, if you follow the minhag. But we don't have such a minhag. Only by the Birchas Hamazon and only by the Yerushalayim. Like it, so second ben the rise of the Rabbanan, which is exactly what the Mishabura said before. I don't know why they had to he had to bring it down. Okay. Therefore, there's no custom to do so with other brachas. There is no such distinction to be made. It's not an obligation to answer Amen after certain brachas, but rather it's permissible. In certain places you're allowed to answer Amen after your own bracha, but it's not mandatory. Which is not required. He is stating the name of God in vain. It's like making an oath in vain. But also, not allowed to answer Amen after bracha she'nitzcha. Even though it's not a prohibition term, mamish kinish b'lashav, like taking an oath in vain, and mentioning God's name in vain. The Zohar has koras Hashem below bracha. That's only if you mention God's name without a blessing. But the saying a bracha, which ain't no tzricha, it's not necessarily a bracha, it's only just the rabbanon. There's show brachas that's saying brachas and bracha shein tzricha over shum lo sisa. And even though it seems to indicate that you transgress mentioning God's name in vain when you make a bracha shein tzricha, that's machta ba'amahu. It's only a mnemonic device. It's not an actual drasha. Nevertheless, it's a severe prohibition, whether it's the rights or the rabbanon. Those want to say the Rambam Paragraph brachas didn't as well to have it the Raisa. Magam wants to say it's the Raisa, but the Muchad the Rabbah says it's not necessarily the Raisa. Those who say when you enter the name of God in vain, you should take off your shoes and sit on the ground. And submit yourself. And ask 3 people to imatir his, I guess, cherem to Shammai. Then it is brought down in the name of the Ramban. But I've never seen anybody do this. We just say Baruch Shem Kol Malchus Olam Boy. Perhaps that's if you did it b'mezid, deliberately. If you curse somebody else in God's name, and this presumably is not just in using God's name Adokoi or something like Elokeinu, but using even God in English, because there's a Chayah that says that even mention God's name in a foreign language should be avoided unless it's for a purpose. Presumably also curse somebody in the name of God. Foreign language is severely penalized. Don't make somebody brachos for naught. And lots of things about Abraham wrote here, and then they are explained there. Shifting gears, Reish Zayin, Brachas HaReach, bracha on fragrances. Al Isa brachas, Minayin Bracha al Reach, and make a bracha on fragrance. Shema Kol Neshama Ta'ala Ka. All the soul should thank God, but the neshama is neshima, meaning breathing. Is the neshama and but men what's the neshama derives pleasure from. And the body does not derive pleasure from. That is fragrance. Chlorine, meaning, don't think you only need bracha for something which enters the body physically by eating and drinking. Where the pleasure is sensed. Only in that would we say it's to derive pleasure in this world without a blessing. Not by a fragrance alone. Which doesn't enter the body. That's what we have. A pasuk tells us, also in a good fragrance, bracha, there's no obligation to make a bracha. Ukra nos and neshama, why it's called the pleasure of the neshama. Well, because relative to eating or drinking, it's a spiritual pleasure. Hamyuchas and neshama, which is attributed to the neshama, will not to the body. L'chein kivyochel gam Kodesh Baruch Hu, see, there says the Kodesh Baruch Hu, so to speak, reach nichoach l'Hashem, a fragrance. Karbanos are a fragrance, a pleasant fragrance to God. That's why it's called a reach, language of ruach, because it's a davar ruchani, it's a spiritual thing. Base. If we're just as a Jew, is not allowed to have pleasure from eating and drinking for a bracha. You are now allowed to have pleasure of good fragrance in front of a bracha. You should make the bracha before the fragrance. Like it makes the bracha before eating and drinking. Even though it's not eating and drinking. And if you, I'm sorry, it's not comparable. The eating and drinking, make a bracha afterwards. Hello, lo overlast yasu won't be immediately before you perform the act. Your reach as opposed to fragrance, where it's an ongoing sensation. I guess it means it's supposed to eat and drink where you make a bracha after having eaten and drinking. Then you would not eat and drinking. Then you would not be eating and drinking. Then you would be lachamaisa, but by the fragrance will still be there. Nevertheless, the primary blessing is before you smell, like by eating and drinking. Now here it's nevertheless, not like eating and drinking. If you didn't make a bracha beforehand, if you ate and drank without a bracha, you don't make a bracha after you're finished. So by fragrance is not relevant. Make a bracha and have more for it to smell. There's only the first bracha by fragrance is lo bracha achroina. Now the end bracha danom moetasi, it's a lesser pleasure. Klamar chol bracha achroina tzich shir kazayis. Any bracha achroina requires a shir kazayis u'reich lo shayach zeh, and in fragrance this is not relevant. You can't get to a shir. And he says this is a shot in Rashi and Yir Daf Nun Beis, and Taz explains in the brackets he says it's like it was already digested. Interesting idea. It's an interesting svara. It's a nice lomdish svara that after you smell it, it's immediately as if it's digested. But Arukh HaShulchan says I don't know idea that svara. It's a small pleasure. If you have a choice to make a bracha and eating and drinking or smelling, the eating and drinking bracha comes sourcing both name as they both climb simultaneously. But of yain b'shemen, they bring in front of you wine and oil of your shemen tov. Bring in front of you wine and good oil to smell. Okay, you may hold the wine in your right hand, mubarak to your love, and make a bracha upon it first. They take the oil in your right hand afterwards and baruch and make the bracha on it. Then for that reason, you don't make a shechianu on fragrance because it's a hana mu'etes. Also because it can last from year to year. Fragrances can last for a long time. There's several types of pleasures in which you don't make a bracha altogether. From rechitza, such as washing in hot water. It needs to be a rare pleasure. V'sicha, an anointing, on beautiful music, or haner, or on the light of a candle. When it's in the darkness, the Shabbos, with the extension of the Tavis Chayotzben. Why? Any pleasure does not enter the body, enter the bracha. The fragrance is different. Because its fragrance enters the body. And all of the limbs are aroused by the fragrance. But it's a spiritual pleasure. That therefore they call it hanos neshama. And it's like not like the other pleasures which we mentioned. It's interesting that, from my understanding, is that briskers do not make a bracha on fragrance, because since it's a bracha on hana and it's not a tangible hana, they don't know what the shir of hana is. Just like you say before, you have no shir kazais bracha. They know what the shir hana is to make a bracha on fragrances. So in fact, Motzei Shabbos they do not make a bracha on summit. This is my understanding. Dalit. There are those who stand why we don't make a bracha when we smoke tobacco. Befiv in his mouth, or minichirim, or by the nostrils, even though they have good smells. It's not astonishing at all. People don't have tobacco for its good fragrance. Either on the contrary, I don't know about pipe tobacco. I think it's always very pleasant, especially a person who's not smoking it, a person who's smelling it. But anyway, on the contrary, it's strong and bitter. So there's so many people, many men, especially women, that they can't tolerate the smell at all. And smoking is mostly for healing the digestion, and to negate thoughts which are bothering one, and to spend time. Therefore, just even there are those who add good fragrance to it, it's not for the good fragrance, but rather to banish the strong and bitter smell of the tobacco. It's like the fragrance, the fragrance is used in a restroom, upon which you do not make a bracha, as we shall see in the next simon. Hey, but just like by foodstuffs, there's several brachas. Let's make for each species its appropriate bracha. So too it's true about fragrances. And make the bracha according based on the thing from which the fragrance comes. How so? If the thing from which the fragrance comes is wood, it's a type of wood. Make the bracha. He who creates the woods of fragrances. Hashem created woods which give good fragrances. It's a grass. He who creates grasses of fragrances. It's a fruit in which you eat. And it gives a good fragrance as well. Like an esrog or a good apple. There is a bracha of nosim. He gives a good fruit in the good taste in the fruit. The Mishabura has an opinion. It's supposed to say not hanosei but asher nosan. It's interesting. That seems a pretty basic machlokas. If it's not a type of wood or a type of grass, not a type of fruit, like myrrh, shumin chaya, which comes from an animal. Mevarech I know actually that's myrrh. I take it back. I think myrrh actually is from a plant. I forget what myrrh is in. So musk, I think it is musk. He bracha klolis. Barim is a generic bracha. Just like shakal by eating and drinking. Just like there. We said anything, any smell, shakal. Let's say Kmochen berach so to fragrance imamra al kulam burning name was so that any of them burning the time yotza kmosh b'sham. Davish Shishami bracha. It's like bracha. So there, just like there, saying was the question of bracha and barak shako. Make a shako in order to be yotze of the shitas. Kmochen berach so to my fragrance burning misamim. She brachas. It's the generic bracha for all types of smells. I mean bracha mean obore. Isay mean eitz. You made a bracha on wood. But each one the bracha for grass or whatever, vice versa. Let's say we're not yet to chazan bracha, have to go back and make a new bracha. V'chein bereach shebeperos, so to buy a fragrance in fruit. V'chein anu mevarchim b'motzei Shabbos. Tummy burning the sun. That's why motzei Shabbos always make the generic bracha burning the sun. They medactim l'konim shebesun. We don't try and ascertain the source of the fragrance. Because we're not so expert at that. This bracha, you're safe. Vav, when you smell fruit with good fragrance, you make a bracha. That's me taking it to smell it. You're going to eat it and also smell. But if you take it to eat it, not to smell, even though inevitably it's going to give a good fragrance. It's not made for fragrance that moment. That's why your intent has to be for the purpose of fragrance. But things which are made for fragrance, I feel even in that mind for fragrance right now, actually just taking from place from place. Since a good fragrance comes into your nostrils, Mevarach make a bracha. Smell that rum. Well, not sure about this because since you didn't have in mind to smell when moving place to place, why should you make a bracha? It was because of psik reisha. It's inevitable you're going to smell the smell. Interesting. Sorry. No psik reisha by bracha. That's a big yisoid. There's no inevitable result principle by bracha. In brackets, he says, it seems there that if you did, if it's possible, and you wouldn't have, if you don't have kind of intent to have pleasure, it is as if you're having pleasure. Therefore, it seems to me that it's possible not to hold it and move it. If he is able to not hold on to it and move it, if you have no possibility because you need a place, you have no choice, but you don't you don't make a bracha. When you take the fruit to eat and to smell, those who say the makdim brachas they say the bracha on eating before smelling. Because the bracha on eating we say it comes first. Those who say since the smell comes first, makdim brachas the bracha on the smell comes first. That seems to be primary halacha. They can't smell an esrog on sukkahs because it is designated specifically for the mitzvah all the days of yontif. Some say you can't smell it. It's only set aside not to eat, but not to smell. It's best not to smell. If you smell it, and we're going to make a brachas, because leniency in brachas. I feel a pera ain't a real achila. Even though the fruit is not capable of eating, even by mixing it with something else. It's called pera shachila. It's called the fruit of eating. Barking brachas. You make the bracha and also the peros. The Mishnah Berurah says another eight you can do is in terms of fruit and intent to eat and smell is to taste the fruit, make a bracha of eating, and have in mind not to have kavanah from the rest, like only after that, outside that, and after and then afterwards make the bracha on the fragrance.